What is up, guys? It's Andrew with MyWatchAddiction.com, and as promised, we have that one-of-a-kind watch from Waldhoff Watches, Manufaktur Waldhoff Watches. You guys saw me pull this out of the box in the last unboxing that I did, so I'm excited to share this one with you guys. No one else in the world has this watch, has a watch that looks like this exactly, so I am excited that it is in my collection. Now, I'm just going to forewarn you before we tear into this watch, some of you guys are going to absolutely hate this watch. Some people out there are going to hate this watch, they're going to rip it apart, and that's fine, that's absolutely okay, because guess what? You guys don't have a chance to buy one because this is the only one in existence. So, before we get started, guys, because I am rocking the green shirt today, of course, one of my very few green watches in my collection is the watch of the day, and that comes from Pure Dial. It's that Pure Dial Automatic. This thing is an absolute beast, but it does get some wear every once in a while, given the fact that it's really one of my only green watches in my collection. Anyway, guys, if you have not seen any of my videos before, don't forget to smash that subscribe button down in the right-hand corner of the screen. If you want to get notified of any upcoming videos, don't forget to also smash that bell, and you'll get a notification every time I release a new video. Anyway, guys, let's tear into this Manufaktur Waldhoff one-of-a-kind watch. All right, guys, before I dive into this watch from Manufaktur Waldhoff, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I actually glossed over some information about this watch in the last video that I did, the last Manufaktur Waldhoff unboxing video that I did. It was actually one of their most recent watches offered in their Kickstarter campaign. This is actually the prototype of the Capital. Now, when I say prototype, this watch is actually one of the color combinations that they thought about offering but opted not to. So as we open this guy up, there it is. It's actually a blue and gold Capital from Manufaktur Waldhoff Watches. If you go back and take a look at their Kickstarter campaign, which incidentally I'll post up in the comments section below if you want to, they did not offer this watch in a gold colored case, especially with that blue and gold colored case. They only offered it in stainless steel. This is one of the prototypes that they had built just to see what it would look like, see what they would think about. As typical with the Kickstarter watches from Manufaktur Waldhoff, came with the polishing cloth, and then of course their warranty card, the date that it was sold, right there on the warranty card. Has full warranty just like any of the other watches would. However, again, this is a prototype of the Capital. Guys, I'm going to take the plastic off of this. We're going to zoom in. We're going to get a little bit closer look at this watch, and I'll tell you a little bit about it that drew me to it. All right, guys, as we zoom in on this Capital from Manufaktur Waldhoff Watches, you can likely see one of the things that initially drew me to this watch. You guys know me. If you've seen my channel before, you guys know I love skeleton designs, and with that CNC machined dial and that movement in the background, of course with that open heart at that 6 o'clock position, I think this is just a really, really, really cool design. And then of course, obviously, because it's one of a kind with that specific color combination, I knew I had to have this watch. Now, one of the things that I think is really, really interesting about this Capital from Manufaktur Waldhoff is the movement that's inside. The movement this watch is running is a Hangzhou 7500 automatic. Now that's a high beat movement, 28,000 beats per hour in this guy, 21 joules. But the really, really cool thing about this watch is it has an extra long mainspring, and what that allows this watch to produce is an 80-hour power reserve. Now, most of the automatic watches that I have are anywhere from 40 to 45 hours in the power reserve in that mainspring. This guy is rocking out at 80 hours of power reserve in this Hangzhou 7500 automatic. Now, the case diameter on this watch is 44 millimeters, so it's a really, really good size for my 7¼ inch wrist. But the other thing that I love about this watch is the case thickness. This case thickness comes in at roughly 11.8 millimeters, so it's really, really low profile watch. Also, if we spin it around, you see the Manufaktur Waldhoff logo right there on that crown. Now, the back is nothing to sneeze at. Also, look at that decoration on that balance weight right there on the back. And of course, I forgot to take off the plastic off the back of this. So let me see if I can get this off on camera. There we go. You can see the back of this watch with that case back is just really, really decorated as well. You can see almost that scallop design in that CNC machined weight. Guys, I'm really, really digging the looks of this from a skeleton standpoint overall. And then the fact that it's a one of a kind with this color combination just sets it apart for me 100%. Now, if we're talking about the straps, of course, very similar to the last watch I reviewed. They have the leather straps with the quick release pins. So if I wanted to change out these straps and go with, for instance, a black strap or something to that effect, I could very, very easily. Very similar to the other Waldhoff watches, these are laser cut hands, both the second, minute, and hour hands. Guys, like I said, I'm not going to dive into this one too much because I'll post a link to the Kickstarter campaign in the bottom. But before I do go, I want to just point out one thing. Now, this is, as I mentioned, a one-of-a-kind watch. No one else in the world has this color combination because it was a prototype. And I just want to point out how I was able to come by this watch, how I was able to pick this up. The fact that I ended up with this watch had absolutely nothing to do with its channel, had absolutely nothing to do with me purchasing Waldhoff watches in the past, and had absolutely nothing to do with anything that I do for this channel, social media, whatever. I was able to snag this watch by one simple fact. I was in the right place at the right time. And what I mean by that is I was jumping around Facebook as I normally do and popping in and out of the watch groups, taking a look at what people had, what people are offering. And I actually saw a post by Nicholas with this specific watch itself. And he said, hey, I've got one prototype, only one in existence. Anybody wants it, let me know. And of course, I saw it. I knew I wanted to get one of these capitals in, but the fact that it was one of a kind, I knew I had to have it. So I messaged Nicholas directly, and of course, we talked through some things, and I was able to snag this one of a kind watch directly. Now, the reason I bring this up, guys, is because one of the things that I love about microbrand watches, microbrand watch companies, is the accessibility of these microbrand watch company owners. Something that's really, really not the norm when it comes to mass-produced watches. You can't necessarily go out and have a conversation with the owner of Seiko or the guy that's running Seiko or something like that. I mean, granted, I'm sure if it was a much bigger channel, you could do that the whole 9 yards, but I'm just an everyday guy, everyday person. I'd never have a chance to be able to do that. So that's what I love about microbrand watches. And you as a viewer, if you're a part of these microbrand watch communities or a watch group in general on Facebook, you have the same ability to interact with these brand owners as I do, as anybody does for that matter. So one of the things I would do is, if you guys want opportunities to pick up really, really cool pieces like this, join some of these Facebook groups. Definitely go out and support these microbrands and support these microbrand companies, whether it be liking their Facebook page, interacting with them on their Facebook page. Microbrand owners have prototypes, different things that they work on all the time. And guys, they're not always going to sit on those prototypes. They're going to let them out into the public so that people can see what they're all about. So bottom line, I know I just went around in a circle on that one, but support your microbrands. Make sure that you're active in the Facebook communities. That's a great way to interact with them, the forums online. I don't do any forums. The 99% of my interaction is on Facebook and is in the watch communities on Facebook itself. And that's where I interact with these guys. I direct message them, I talk with them. I get to know about their product, about them, and about the companies. And I encourage everybody that's watching to do the same. Go and like their Facebook page. Go and join some Facebook groups that they're members of, or join some of the larger Facebook groups. And you're going to see brand owners popping in and out of these Facebook groups all the time. And it just gives you the opportunity to not only support their product, but also gives you the opportunity to pick up a steal like I did on this guy. Now, I won't tell you guys exactly what I paid for this watch, but I can tell you it was almost exactly the Kickstarter. Actually, I guess I did just tell you. I don't even know why I said that. I paid the Kickstarter price for this watch. So I got a one-of-a-kind watch and paid the same price that I would have if I was purchasing this directly from Kickstarter on the original offering. Anyway, guys, just my 2 cents, just throwing it out there. All right, guys, so that was the blue and gold Capital from Waldhoff Watches. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like this color combination? Are you bummed that this prototype did not actually make it into production? Guys, post up in the comments section below and let me know what you think. I know that I didn't back the Capital in their Kickstarter campaign, so I'm glad I was able to pick up one of these after the fact. That 80-hour power reserve is something that's pretty cool with the movement in this watch. Plus, I'm really digging the overall aesthetics of this watch, the color combination, and just that skeletonized dial. Loving it. Anyway, guys, if you want to see this watch on my wrist, don't forget to follow us at Instagram/watchaddiction.us. That's pretty much it, guys. Last chance to take a look at the Capital, the one-of-a-kind Capital that's in my collection, unless you check it out on Instagram. All right, guys, I am out of here. Have a great week, and we will see you soon.